Okay, let's talk about it. We're going to bring in Middle East Institute Associate Fellow Naizee Moinian, along with United Against Nuclear Iran Policy Director Jason Brodsky. Great to have you both with us here on set. Naizee, I'm going to start with you here. Lebanon, obviously a point of contention. The United States, we heard Vice President J.D. Vance saying that was never even part of the deal. Obviously, Iran disagrees. Should it be part of the ceasefire deal?
So all the noise aside, I just want you to realize that the Iranian regime is placing Lebanon ahead of the well-being of its own people by marrying the deal to the destiny of the Lebanese militia. It's basically saying that, I really want this to be taken care of more than the 92 million people that are under this regime. So that's sad, and it kind of brings to mind the slogan that took energy over the past decade within the Iranian society, the oppositionists that said, not Lebanon, not Gaza, my life is only for Iran. That's what the Iranians think. That's what the regime opponents think. And here we are, the regime is asking for Lebanon to be part of the deal.
Based on those statements that we just heard there from John Huddy, do you think that Iran believes that they have leverage here, Jason? I mean, we've got the Strait of Hormuz closed, but I mean, President Trump's got his military ready to go once again.
Well, I think the Iranian regime tends to overplay its hand. In the aftermath of Operation Epic Fury, Iran's military has been badly degraded. Its nuclear program has been eroded. Its missile program has been eroded. Its defense industrial base has been destroyed. So it's looking for leverage where it could find it. And right now, the two trump cards that the Islamic Republic has seized on have been the Strait of Hormuz and Lebanon. And because of that, they're trying to strike a hard bargain regarding these talks. But Iran perceives itself, despite its diminished position, as winning because of the Strait of Hormuz. And it is prone to overplaying their hand historically during these negotiations. So I would not be surprised if these negotiations wind up in choppy waters ahead because of that calculation.
To that point, I was going to ask you, Naizee, do you even think we'll get to those negotiations scheduled for Saturday, or do you think everything will fall apart before then?
No, we're only about 24 hours away from the negotiations, so I can't imagine a scenario unless there is a huge attack somewhere that these will fall apart. Iranians are counting on negotiations because it buys them time. That's the card they've been playing for years, for decades, actually. I think we will go through with this high-level negotiation. That the J.D. Vance is very well positioned to speak for the United States, for this White House, and I can't see any outcome after 2 weeks. We started the JCPOA negotiations in 2003. We had an agreement in 2005. So it's two years later. I don't know if there's going to be anything done in 2 weeks.
Jason, President Trump told NBC News that he is considering maybe working with Iran on a toll where they could potentially reap some of the benefit of the Strait of Hormuz to rebuild the country. Is that something that they would consider? Is it an olive branch to make this deal go through?
Well, I think we have to be very careful about the Iranian regime charging tolls for the Strait of Hormuz. It has a history of misusing reconstruction and construction funds over the years, especially through its proxies like Hezbollah. And I think that the U.S. Arab partners, and especially the Gulf Cooperation Council, will have a very big problem with that, because that would undermine the free flow of commerce in the Strait of Hormuz. And we're already seeing the United Arab Emirates and some other powers really express concern regarding the ceasefire, and Iran already violating the terms of the ceasefire because of their desire to toll vessels and the low flow of vessels through the Strait of Hormuz because of a variety of mixed and confusing signals from the Iranian state media. Some of outlets have said the Strait of Hormuz is closed. Others have said there are designated routes that can be opened, so they are interfering with the Strait of Hormuz still.
You wonder, too, that potentially that with the pipelines around, maybe into Oman, would that be something that they consider instead of having to go through the Strait of Hormuz?
Well, I think that's already in play, and I think the pipeline that goes overland from east to west is at full capacity. I think they were pumping out about 2.5 million barrels a day, and now they're up to 7. So that's always been a kind of assurance where at least some sort of oil could flow if the strait is closed, because the closure of strait has been part one of our national security interests since the Dr. Carter administration. I'm sorry. It remains to be seen. I have no confidence in these kind of talks or any talks with the Iranian regime. With the cast of characters, revolving cast of characters that are now at play, I was telling my dear friend Jason that it's like, a revolving cast of characters in the same horror movie. We don't have a regime change.
Right.
We still have the same guys with their loyalty to the line of Imam Khomeini, the leader of the revolution in 1979, and they're pushing that agenda forward.
Yeah, I also wanted to say we're out of time here, but we are getting a report from Reuters that Iran's supreme leader says that the Strait of Hormuz, the management will enter a new phase, saying Iran is not seeking war but will not forfeit its rights and considers all resistance fronts as a unified enemy. That is coming from the supreme leader, Ayatollah Mojtaba Khamenei. So again, that just coming in from Reuters. So again, they're digging in their heels as expected.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We will see what happens next. Naizee, Jason, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.